This is WTF Nation Radio.
Take your hat off at the table, keep a Bible by your bed. At 45 under your pillow won't stop a devil, man. Round here, if you want something done right, you gotta go and do it yourself. Oh, you won't find your way to heaven unless you go through a little hell. So come on, never cuss around the ladies, no. Keep it southern with a hell of a drop off. If you get tired of the smoke, you can chop off. That's just some things that I learned from my paw. Pick up bad habits if you ain't ready to cut them loose. If you talk more than you listen, you'll never know more than you do. Yeah, the dollar and the devil live together somewhere in hell. Out there fishing that lake of fire, boy, you don't wanna end up there. Nuh-uh. Never cuss around the ladies, nuh-uh. Keep it southern with a hell of a drop off. If you get tired of the smoke, you can chop off. That's just some things that I learned from my paw. Quit the job until it's done. Never let a problem set with the sun. Never break a promise to someone. So come on, never cuss around the ladies. Keep it southern with a hell of a drop off. If you get tired of the smoke, you can chop off. That's just some things that I learned from my paw. Never cuss around the ladies. Keep it southern with a hell of a drop off. If you get tired of the smoke, you can chop off. That's just some things that I learned from my paw.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
I can feel this in my ears. What is happening?
The voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Guess what day it is?
Monday?
You're fired. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments presentation of Friday Night Freedom. My name is Kaz, and up there is the lovely and gorgeous-looking Mom. How's everybody doing, man?
I'm doing great.
You look like really good. I love your hair like that. I've told you that a couple of times when you popped up on the videos on the stream thing here, and I'm like, damn, you look really, really nice. I like your hair like that.
Thank you. I mean, honestly, it was kind of like a whim kind of thing. And then I just didn't like my hair being all up in my face on this side, right here. So I just kind of did it like that.
Well, it looks nice.
Thank you.
Well, welcome, everybody. Tonight we have a special guest. Brandon Hartt was going to be with us. He's a super freaking talented country singer, man. We've just been, I guess we've been getting the country singers laid on us a little bit over the last couple of weeks, because of Patriots Fest that's happening in Aurora, Illinois, May 18th. So they're, all the artists are going out there and they're doing their it's like, just trying to get a little bit of interest going. But anyway, Brandon's super talented. And that song that you heard during the intro was a song called Paw Paw. I freaking love that song. It's just cool. It's got a good beat. It's got good words. It's got everything. But that's Brandon, and he's going to be with us in about 30 or so minutes. Hopefully, if the tech gods are smiling upon him and us, we will have Brandon here in about a half an hour ish. So we got everybody knows we got shows 6 nights a week. This week, this is what it looks like. Sports Bar is going to be on Sunday. Monday editions on Monday. Pop Culture Warriors on Tuesday. Smoke Pit is Wednesday. Sergeant's Time is on Thursday. And Friday Night Freedom is on... Oh, who put that there? Stop that. Over the Sergeant's Time thing, Darth Vader kind of popped his head in and he did it again. Anyway... Sergeant's Time is going to be on Thursday, and then Friday Night Freedom usually happens on Friday, but now it happens every other Friday because of my beatdown of a schedule. That's my day off of broadcasting. So yeah, that's what's going on. And like I said, in about 30 or so minutes, Brandon Hart is going to be here to talk about his music, talk about his life, his country music aspirations, his everything. Of course, he's going to be pushing his appearance at Patriots Fest in Aurora, Illinois, and we'll talk about. I've got a couple of notes. I don't know much about the man, but I've got a couple of questions out there. So this week, let me see. As far as the show lineup goes, we got a guest on Tuesday is the creators of the Game of Ham. I don't know what the Game of Ham is. So after this broadcast, I'm going to go to Pop Culture Warriors Facebook page, and they're actually playing Game of Ham tonight, and I'm going to learn a little bit more about it. But he's going to have the creators of Game of Ham on his show, Pop Culture Warrior, on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, Creed Fisher, another country artist, is going to be on with Radar and TZ.
So Creed Fisher is actually a part of the whole Patriots Fest. I updated the calendar earlier today.
Is he a performer? Is he a performer?
Yes.
He was added, so he's not on the promotional thing that we have. He was added after the fact.
I don't know. We'll have to ask him for that juicy gossip. But anyway, so I have him added. I'm working with like several PR people on this. This is like I'm gonna say a huge project, but it's been a great project. So I have him.
Oh no, he's on there. No, he's on there. He's on there. Yeah, he's actually above Brandon Hart.
Oh,
Creed Fisher's up there. Brandon Hart, who's going to be on tonight. Creed Fisher's going to be on this Wednesday. And Nate Venturelli was on my last show, which is 2 weeks ago, Friday.
Yes.
Why can't we get Ted Nugent? That would be cool.
Oh, he is scheduled.
Nice.
Not your show, though.
I know. That's fine. That's totally fine. So that's cool. I don't even know if that's public info. Well, it is now, I suppose.
It is. We'll just put it out. It is. Ed, you better show up. I'm just saying.
So we had, who was the guest that was supposed to be on? John Rich. John Rich was supposed to be on. But you saw my post about that, right? The reason why he wasn't there?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. But okay, however, he is rescheduled. I'm working on that date, and Big Kenny.
Oh, nice.
Will be joining him on the next show.
Cool.
When I get them scheduled or whatever you want to call it.
Very cool. Man, look at all these cool people coming.
I know, we're getting up there.
See, I saw Creed Fisher. I'm like, is he an MMA guy? I had no idea. I don't listen to country music. I really should listen to country music more, but I don't.
Yeah.
Because every time that you pitch a country person to me, I'm like, oh, it's country. And then I listen to the music and I'm like, okay, this doesn't suck.
But you're our music guy, though.
I'm a music guy. I'm not a country music guy. But the thing is, every country artist that you've pitched to me, and it started with Peyton Howie, I'm like, okay, country doesn't suck that much.
Well, good.
So I'm coming around. It's just taken 5 years to get there.
Just 5?
Just a little more than 5.
Okay.
It's been more than 5. Yeah. I mean, if I had a choice, country music really wouldn't be in my wheelhouse. But now that it is, thanks to this station and my exposure to country music, not that I haven't been exposed to country music. I haven't been exposed to good country music.
Okay.
I think that's it. My platoon sergeant was a Hank Sr. guy, and that sucked, and I let him know about it. But, you know, it's just fun. It's got to be like Brandon's music, Brandon's version of the way that he does things. I like that. I like the way Peyton Howie does her music. It's just cool. Nate's music is cool. I don't like that, tear in my beer crap. That's just not me. It's got to have a, like maybe a 70-30 rock country balance.
I don't know. Brandon, he kind of has some like hippity hop with his country.
He does. And he's got, the Demon Jones. Demon, is that his name? Demon. This one right here. Who was that? Demon Jones. He does a little kind of a jelly roll thing.
You
very similar. Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Notes taken.
Jelly Roll's cool, man. And it was just one of those things where he was featured on a Tech Nine.
Yeah. Oh,
strange. It was a strange music thing, and he was up there and he did his thing, and I'm like, fuck, man, this guy's got some serious stuff going on. It's one of those. This guy's been around the block a few times, and he's got some life stories to tell with his music. So I started following him, and then the next thing you know, of course, he lives in Nashville. And he just gets exposed to that, to people in that area, and people know people, and then one thing leads to another, and the next thing you know, he's playing at the Grand Ole Opry, which is freaking awesome. So yeah, that was my exposure to Jelly Roll. So anyway, let's I guess begin. We got about 20 or so minutes before Brandon joins us. So TikTok, I think I'm the one remaining human being on the planet that doesn't have TikTok downloaded on my phone. I've never had it downloaded on my phone. It's just another app. It's a time sucker, and I don't have time to be sucked. How about that?
Even on a toilet?
No, I play Words with Friends when I'm doing that. Okay, for everybody who is in the chats, normally I'm very responsive to the chats and answering things and dropping links and really cool things like that. But for some reason, I can't bring up the chats. So I am flying blind tonight. The only person I have here with me as my co-pilot is Mom. So if she sees something in the chat that needs to be said, or if someone's got a question, send it to Mom or put it in the chat. What chat are you paying attention to? Because we are on 2 Facebooks, 2 YouTubes. We're on X. We're on
mainly the main page.
The main page. So the U.S. Army WTF Moments page. If you've got a question or a comment or whatever, you just want to stop by and say hi. We appreciate it. And but I can't see anything. It's just the only thing I see is Mom, which isn't a bad thing. It's just I can't see the chats, so I got to get that fixed. So TikTok, I've never used it. I don't I mean, a lot of businesses use TikTok for advertising purposes. People, I mean, it's mostly of the videos. I mean, it's not like I haven't seen a TikTok video in my life. I've seen tons of them. We had Breck Fraser, and that's when I looked at a bunch of his videos on TikTok without downloading the app. You just go to TikTok.com on your browser, and you can see the videos. And of course, they do the hard sell, and they try to get you to sign up and download the app and stuff. I just wanted to watch the video, all of his videos, most of his videos. But it's just another thing. It's kind of like what are some of those other Vine? It's like Vine. You know, you get really short form videos.
Better.
But better. Okay, yeah, I guess, because technology, does advance and stuff. But there's reasons why the TikTok is being banned. So it was quickly, within a matter of like 2 months, it went from committee to the floor. They voted to ban it. It went to the Senate. They passed it, went to Biden's desk, and he scribbled something on the piece of paper. So I guess he signed it into law. You use TikTok a lot.
I do. Okay, so I have a small business myself.
Okay.
And I run another small business. So we use TikTok. So what's great about TikTok is when it comes to advertising, there's hardly any cost to it. And then once you go viral, it just spreads. And you can get monetized for stuff. You have to meet certain requirements, which I am monetized.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't rely on that income being monetized, but it is even with Facebook, as a small business, Facebook is a good way for you to advertise your small business. But anyways, so TikTok is kind of expanded to where it's kind of they have TikTok shop or whatever. So I can set up a store, which I've not yet to do. And you can sell your things on TikTok. And TikTok is the number one pretty much social media platform. And it kind of goes back to the whole, as you said, you have this whole, it's the short videos and we can say, everything's like the microwave generation. Don't mind COVID Carl here digging through our fucking toy box here. But so TikTok, it's quick, and you have only so many seconds to grab somebody's attention and then sell your product or your comedy or whatever. I'm kind of a shit poster on Facebook and TikTok. It's just, to me, I think it's asinine. They've gone out of their way to just ban TikTok because of China. And then, of course, they tried it, and it really kind of didn't go through. And they tried it again, and now they kind of hit it in that bill with the whole, aid we're given to Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan. That's a whole other fucking subject. They just kind of slid it in there, and then Biden signed off on it, which with our whole things that are going on, it pisses me off that they kind of slid it in there for Biden to sign. You're like, okay, it's banned now.
So
what the fuck?
So here's the story with some details. President Biden signed a bill on Wednesday that could lead to an all-out ban on TikTok. ByteDance, who is the owner of TikTok, has 1 year to find a buyer. The Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, which was added to the foreign aid package that Congress passed this week, would force ByteDance to divest TikTok or be banned in the U.S. outright. Supporters of the measures say TikTok poses national security concerns because of its ownership by a Chinese company, which they say exposes the sensitive data of American users to the Chinese government. TikTok has pushed back against those accusations. Of course they have. So basically, I'm going to try to break this down. Americans collectively spend, not Barney style. I can't do a Barney style because I don't quite understand the reasons behind it. But Americans collectively spend millions of hours a day watching TikTok videos. The algorithms that determine what content people see are a total black box. No one knows that algorithm. China and the United States have a very complicated relationship. We all know this. The Chinese government has a lot of power over Chinese companies. Subtle changes to the recommendation algorithms could influence millions of Americans on issues of interest to the Chinese government. And I think that's the sticking point. Is there's since the black box of the algorithm, they haven't figured it out. So that if they change,
they figured it out.
If they tweak,
did.
If they tweak that algorithm a certain way, then Chinese influence can be, brought on this side of the border. And then that's what that means. And also the Chinese government has access to enormous amounts of data about what Americans are doing and thinking, which would be very useful in shaping those influence campaigns. And I think that those are the two sticking points of why. And they want to have, and I kind of broke this one down Barney style. So I said, in other words, the only entities allowed to psyop the American people are the United States government and American tech companies like X, Meta, or Facebook, or Microsoft, or Instagram. So these are the only companies that are allowed to psyop Americans right here.
Okay, so hear me out on this.
Okay.
Like our generation, mine, your generation, the majority of us are on Meta, basically, Facebook and stuff.
Facebook, yeah.
So yeah, they're dumping money into banning TikTok because TikTok is now,
Well, they're
out.
competition.
Yeah, they are. But TikTok is obviously doing better than Facebook now.
As far as a profitability, I don't know how TikTok, it's like if you go and you buy anything off of Temu, they have your data. That's how Temu makes money. It's not because they sell. It's not because they sell a bunch of things. They actually sell a bunch of things for below market value. And
I think Temu, they do is they cut out the middleman.
But they also sell your data. Your information is worth a whole hell of a lot more than the money they make off of seat cushions that you buy or whatever Temu has.
Well, I bought a lot of stuff off of Temu. I'm not gonna lie.
So that's two things that I won't use. I won't use Temu and I won't use TikTok. And it's not. I won't use. The reason why I won't use TikTok isn't a philosophical thing. It's just I don't have the freaking time in my day to be throwing down.
That's different than Temu. Think about it that way.
Well, Temu. I don't like the fact that they have. And if you look at the end user license agreement, they've got access to all your data, everything about you.
I'm not complaining, but come on, it's like apples and oranges, though.
I don't trust them. It's not
I don't
trustworthy.
trust any of them. I don't trust Facebook. I don't trust any of them. I'm just saying.
But at least if it was a
Snapchat.
United States-based company, they would be forced to follow certain rules. They would be in a sense regulated. But
Facebook. I mean, think about it. They're really pushing for this.
Well, yeah, it's because they're competition. You get rid of if you get rid of TikTok, that is some more breathing room for X. It's more breathing room for all social media platforms. Well, Meta is what? Facebook and Instagram.
Yes. And WhatsApp. Here's my whole thing on all of it. I'll be honest, TikTok does a better job when it comes to scammers and fake profiles than Facebook does. And I'm kind of an expert on that.
But you have fake profiles. Why aren't you banned? Well, no, you're a real person behind a fictitious character. You're not an AI. You're not an AI generated personality.
No, but okay, so look at all those profiles on Facebook where they pretend to be military personnel, and you go to report them, and Facebook is like, it doesn't go against community standards. But when I have reported that stuff on TikTok, they shut that shit down. I'm just saying.
So you're saying the fake profiles of someone pretending to be or impersonating an actual person.
A military general. I mean, there's so many I've trolled at this point.
They think you're hot. They like your hair, just like I do.
Oh, well, I mean, they had to see my profile picture of Edith. You
did that. What did that one person say about Edith?
You're the ugliest.
You're the ugliest piece of shit I've ever seen. That was rude.
Yes, it was, but it was hilarious because I'm sorry, but I mean it was pretty funny because that is not me at all. It is like,
it doesn't even look like you.
no, it is a filter on Snapchat.
And it's the best thing ever because it's hideous.
It is hideous, and it's great because I can use that filter and play this character. I can't even do my makeup like that at all.
So so Edith kind of looks like the Drew Carey show. Who's
Mimi.
that? Mimi, the one that wears the muumuu, and it's just all of these layers upon layers of makeup, and it's just that's kind of what Edith looks like. That's the first thing that kind of struck me as a similarity.
Oh, so Sean Link and the main page chat says, I'm a 5-star general. Well, you know what? I'm a staff sergeant major of the Dependent Brigade, but so here we are.
And you always get paid TDY because you're
I do. Times 0.
Everything's times 0. All of our overtime is like everything. We get this glorious overtime package, but then at the end, she multiplies everything by 0 and we get nothing.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, you get like Ice, who does 2 shows a week on Mondays and Thursdays, gets this really, really great overtime package, and then she just times 0. We don't get paid shit.
You might get snacks.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or we might have a meetup sometime somewhere and do things and stuff. But yeah. So we got 4 minutes. I really wanted to hit this really quick because this is kind of really pretty cool. I don't think I brought the freaking picture in. I didn't, but I'm going to bring the picture in now.
Oh, is it the
It's that fucking dog, dude.
I want one.
Let's talk about that in 2 weeks because I really wanted to talk about that. But let's go back to X and TikTok and that ban. TikTok, I mean, this isn't just the United States playing the bad guy here. TikTok is also banned in Afghanistan, Australia, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, the European Union, France, India, Latvia, Nepal, New Zealand, Taiwan, the UK, and of course, the United States. And there's a list of a bunch of other countries. And mostly the bans aren't outright bans. I think they are banned in Afghanistan. It's an outright ban because they don't want.
Well, I mean, it's Afghanistan.
It's because it's Afghanistan, but they're banned on government devices. Some of these countries have recommended or advised their government employees to remove the app from their personal devices, but they haven't made it mandatory. My company is honest. My company is the same. You cannot be on the company's Wi-Fi and go to TikTok. It's blocked. But if you turn
social media.
Not
like any social media. I mean, that's how it should be.
There's uses in my company for social media that's approved. I mean, we can't go out and say things because that's what our PR department's for. Mm-hmm. But you can go and you can surf Facebook and you can surf X and all that other stuff.
But you can't surf TikTok.
You can't surf TikTok. Just because of your geolocation data and things like that, what if you have
it all turned off and you're on a VPN network?
I haven't put a VPN on my phone. I do.
I'm about to.
I do have a VPN on my computer, but I don't VPN on my phone. I can, and I probably should. I like VPNs because it's just it's just one extra layer of
privacy.
It's kind of privacy. I mean, I am me, but if I'm in Los Angeles or Seattle or Biloxi, Mississippi, or wherever else, you can tell.
So here's the
it's
thing.
Just really interesting. Go ahead.
If they ban TikTok, everybody's gonna get a VPN. They're gonna be like, checkmate, bitches.
Where are you gonna go? I mean, if it's banned in the EU, in France, so you can't go there.
Okay.
Can't go to the UK. Can't do it in Canada because Canada's got it banned. Well, Canada's got it banned on government devices.
Yes, I mean, on your personal, no, they don't have it banned on your, like you said, the majority of places it's on your government device.
So maybe this is a thing where it's a tinfoil hat thing where this is to boost the profits of the VPN companies.
It could be.
I don't know. I mean, they banned porno or some shit in Texas. Pornhub in Texas because of some verification, age verification or whatever. But people are getting VPNs and they're, saying that, no, I'm in Chicago and I guess it's illegal in Illinois or whatever. So you switch your VPN to say, no, I'm surfing from LA or Seattle or wherever else it's not banned, and then everything's fine. So that would be a thing, I suppose, that people could do. Do you have a VPN on your phone?
Not yet, but if this keeps continuing, I will.
I mean, a VPN is good. It's just, it kind of masks your IP and says that you're somewhere else. I mean, I've used my other my computer VPN to say, like, I'm from, I'm in Ireland, and then I'll start surfing the UK websites and just see what the news says based on a location that puts me in Ireland. And you get a whole different set of news. You don't get U.S. based news prompts. Like if you click on global news or whatever, but you're surfing, but your VPN says that you're in Ireland or whatever, your news views looks a lot different than it does if you're in Dallas, Texas, like I am.
Yeah.
The amount of stories, the different types of stories that are considered global news are completely different if you're surfing through a VPN. So that's kind of cool, but it sucks because if you're in Germany, you can't see some United States websites because they're blocked. If you're surfing from, like, you can't see, like, I always go to, like, the Montana news sites. But you can't see them because they're blocked. If you're surfing from Germany, you can't see some American websites.
Interesting.
And it'll come up. It'll say, because of such and such a law, you're not allowed to see this website, and it's just a news website.
I do know, like, within Canada, I mean, I don't know exactly like what law it is. But I know for, like, some news stories and websites, like, when they're on Facebook, they can't view it.
Say that again?
Okay, so there's groups I'm in.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so when, like, a certain news story, especially when it's like about a true crime here in America.
Okay, gotcha.
And that link is posted in that group. If you're in Canada, you cannot view it.
Like shootings and anything with the word gun in it, I suppose.
I mean, I guess maybe that's what it is, or they might view it as fake news or whatever. But however, like, I mean, of course,
or it's triggering, it's stressful. It's like no one needs to be stressed.
So yeah, maybe in a way. So I'm kind of thinking, like, what we do in those groups, we just screenshot that shit and post the pictures in the comments, and that's how they read it.
So they see it, yeah.
Yeah, so they see it and they're like, oh, okay, and they get caught up on it.
A lot of times, like I think Instagram's the most. I think I use Instagram the most, and I like to troll the like the motorcycle sites where you see like these crotch rocket drivers that are splitting lanes and driving 150 miles an hour on a busy interstate, shit like that. And so I'm like, I'm glad they're an organ donor, or, these guys are going to be dead. This guy's going to be dead in a week, but Instagram will filter out or pick up on the word dead, and they'll like limit or block or hide whatever comment because I said the word dead. And a lot of those, like if you say the word abortion or transgender or, any of the social, whatever's a hot button topic right now, they'll flag it, I suppose. Not block it, but they'll flag it and then stick it down to the bottom of the pile so it doesn't get seen. So, what you looking at? Are we getting some maybe some information from Brandon? Is he gonna?
Yeah,
is he gonna be here? Should I? Okay.
I'm working on it.
Do I need to take a break?
Maybe.
Is maybe a yes?
Yes.
I should take a break.
Yes,
Okay, well, heck, I think we'll take a break. I didn't plan on taking a break. I was just going to power on right through this stuff, but we're going to get Brandon on here in just a minute. I think we're going to just kind of go there. So here's a picture of Brandon. He's going to be on in just a couple of minutes. I am going to take a break, and let's rearrange some things so we can do that. All right, we'll be back in just a few. Bye. Shots.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
These thoughts away, nothing feels the same. Let it all be
WTF Nation Radio.
Freedom, and we do have Brandon on the line. I'm going to try to get his video over here real quick, so you can actually see him. How you doing, Brandon? What's going on, man? Thank you very much for joining us, dude.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. You are a busy dude.
Yes, sir. Wide open, man.
Has it always been like that? I mean, well, okay. Anyway, let me introduce you. This is Brandon Hartt. He hails from just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. So you've got to be a race fan because that's like a law there. You have to be, or else they like deport you.
Yes, sir.
But every once in a while, we have an artist that comes along that just, in my opinion, you sound good. You've got great lyrics. You got great music. The mixing and mastering is awesome. And here you are, man. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Brandon Hartt, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank y'all for having me.
So I had a couple of questions for you because I'm not, and you can talk to Amy about this, but I'm not a country music guy. But every country artist that she's pitched to me and that I've interviewed, I really, really enjoy their music. So I think I'm like a closet country guy. But I just don't know it yet. I do like the way that you do your music. It isn't. I know one of your influences, Waylon Jennings, and it's not like that. It's not that kind of. It's not old country. It's new country. Man. It's just got this new feel, this new vibe to it that I like because it leans a little bit more rock and rolly than anything else. I did play Paw Paw. I'm in love with that song. I think that's a really awesome song.
I love that one too.
But I played that for our intro song, and I'm really happy with that song. I'm happy listening to that song. It's not like a Garth Brooks, it's that whiny country that I don't like. But your country is really it's really really something different.
Yeah, we'd like to have a punch to it for sure.
So tell me about tell me a little bit about Brandon Hartt.
Man, I was born and raised in Locust, North Carolina. I was actually adopted at an early age. I think I was 4 years old when I was adopted, and adopted into pretty much a country family, and that raised me up to be country. I kind of got an accent. I think when I was adopted, I had a little different accent than what I do now. But, I just grew up in the country, building houses, working on cars, building cars and motorcycles, playing baseball. And music came to me around, when I was a kid, I always liked to sing and was in and out of church singing. But by the time I was 14, 15, I picked up a guitar and started playing country songs. And it kind of just happened, I did a little schooling, and a couple different friends of mine had studios that gave me an opportunity to be in and around, engineering, producing, actually songwriting. And that's led me to where I'm at now.
Did you find that like a musical influence while you were growing up influenced you into moving toward the musical side of the house?
For sure. I mean, I think Waylon, just listening to Waylon's records when I was younger, it always made me feel like I was a cowboy, and I wanted to be that on stage. And so, but that, Waylon, Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, the Righteous Brothers. I mean, there's kind of a wide variety of things from gospel to rock and roll that, influenced me.
At what point in your life did you decide that, this is what I'm going to be? I mean, because there's one thing to have an interest in music and pick up the guitar and learn how to play, but you decided to actually, take the bull by the horn, so to speak, and kind of go for it. Because you don't just play guitar, you play piano, sitar. I'd like to learn more about that later.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
But I mean, at what point did you say, yeah, I'm going to, this is what I'm going to do. This is me.
I think honestly, about the time I'm 33 now. About the time I was 18, it was either go to college, go for like baseball, go play baseball or football, or do music, or ride dirt bikes. And I got hurt riding dirt bikes, so I was like, the better choice of the two would have been music for me. So, but from the time I was 18 to 20, that was kind of where I jumped in, from dabbing a toe in it to actually being full out music, that being my primary income. So it was my job since then,
So did you kind of get a following, or get everything kind of, you can feel that engine running right around 2022?
Yeah, somewhere in there. That was more for songwriting, though. As an artist, it's been over the last about 3 years, really, of touring and putting the music out. I kind of held back for a few years and learned how to write and learned how to produce. And so a couple years ago, I ended up signing a deal with a good friend of mine, and that put me on touring all the time, producing for other artists. And that's what really set the plan in motion,
So this is kind of a rhetorical question. Do you prefer the production side of the house or the performance side of the house?
Man, that's a tough question. I say I like the production more, but then I get out on stage and it's so fun. It's hard to, that's what I'm sitting here doing right now, is producing. That's kind of the, before I go to sleep at night, that's what I'm thinking about, is what songs I can write, what songs I can produce. And, I guess the performance side comes next.
Do you do mixing and mastering work, or just or are you just on the production side?
I'm more on production side, writing the chords, writing the melodies, getting the vibe. Really, I'm a vibe guy, so I like really getting the atmosphere together first.
And I definitely can tell that with your music. I love it, man, because you had me. I think it was because I saw Paw Paw was the first video that I saw. And that kind of got me. I'm like, okay, this guy's grooving. And then I saw your other ones, your Good Years. I watched that one, and I'm like, okay, that kind of tugged at the heartstrings there a little bit. And then you do work with other artists, Demon Jones, and just all of these other. I mean, you're out there having a lot of fun, but all of these songs really have a really awesome groove to it that kind of that just sucks you in and makes you want to listen.
Appreciate that a lot, man.
You've got a hell of a fan base. You've got some great pictures out there. I mean, there's one with you with the it's the blue. I mean, it's like you're on the stage, the blue lights on you, then it's the shadow, and then you got the crowd in the foreground, and it's just you're pouring it out and doing your thing, and that's just awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's been a blessing, man. It's been a blessing that that anybody listens to it, because I'm my own worst critic, with some of these songs. So it's cool to see people resonate with the music,
Do you travel around with the same band, or do you use studio musicians?
On this tour, it's primarily just me. I have some guys that I use from all over, guys from North Carolina all the way to California. So
gotcha.
It's really a matter of what's called for. And, in on the tour I'm on right now, it was really, they were needing an acoustic opener, and so I happen to fit that slot, and I enjoy, I'm the kind of guy who can sit and put a show on with acoustic. So that's what I like to do.
Well, so I've heard you come from a very large family.
Very large, yeah.
8?
Yeah, I got 4 brothers and 4 sisters, yeah.
Was that crazy growing up?
It was insane.
Fighting for attention, or fighting for a place?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both, definitely.
I mean, I'm from a big family too, so I get it.
Yep.
So Brandon, you do come from a large family. Tell me, what's the weirdest tradition that your family has?
Oh, man. I think when I was a kid, we played fanny quarters. I don't know if you ever heard of that game.
You're going to tell me about it, I hope.
So, and it was kind of a joke game, but you basically take a quarter and you put it, you keep your clothes on, but you put it in your butt crack and hold it. And you got to walk over a cup and drop it in the cup.
I mean, everybody does that, right?
No, not my family, but we have our own pranks, so.
Yeah, that was we did it a couple times, and it was just too much, But I thought that was hilarious.
It's fun at Christmas, though.
Yes, indeed.
So along with your big family. You did mention that you are adopted, and you've got an effort that I think you're trying to get the wheels turning on, which is the Brandon Hart Survival Fund.
Yes, sir.
Which will benefit adopted kids. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Is it mature enough for you to talk about it, or is it still in the works?
Yeah, it's still a young idea, and I've really been spending a lot of time trying to get the craft honed in on enough to really get something solid out for everybody before I dive too deep in that. But that is definitely the idea. Is I was adopted, so I just knowing what it's like to be in a new family and have to figure that out seemingly on your own is kind of tricky. And so me and the label were talking about what's a way that we could create the ability to have like a friend system, a big brother system, type deal for adoption. And so that was the original idea, and I would definitely stick with the whole back in the adoption thing, because I wouldn't have a thing if it wasn't for that. So
yeah, I've got two nieces that are adopted, and I know it means the world to have to come from a place that's broken into a family that's whole, and then trying to find your place, it's like our station guy, our big daddy, he said, just get in where you fit in. Finding a place where you fit in
absolutely
has got to be so hard, especially for a young adoptee.
Yeah, and I didn't have it hard at all. It was more for me just being different and being from a different place. But we had other foster kids that were in and out of our home. That was always the thing, is them, kind of knowing they were in that system and the bouncing around thing. And, that's a traumatic for especially a young kid, and so it always kind of touched home for sure.
Do you have any contact with your birth family, or is this you were adopted when you were super young?
Yeah, I was adopted when I was 4, so I'm not saying I wouldn't want to meet them or anything, but I haven't made any notion to do that.
Gotcha. So I've got a dumb question for you.
All right, hit me with it.
It's because you're on the road a lot. So while traveling, you're trapped in an elevator with only one song playing on repeat. If it were up to you, what would it be?
Probably Friends in Low Places.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks. There's the.
It would just keep me happy.
Well, I was shit talking against Garth on it because that's the country I don't really like.
I get it, but that's one of the songs when you hear it, you're just happy.
Yeah, you have to you're belting it out. Like, I've got friends.
There's no unhappy people in that song.
And everybody knows the words.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's the first song? What's the first cover song you played on stage?
Probably Epiphany by Stained.
Wow. Did you hit it out of the park, or did you struggle?
I did. It was actually a talent show at my high school. So it was my junior year in high school. I actually played that song, and everybody was just
off of that, have you met Aaron Lewis yet?
I have one time. We haven't really hung out. It was just a hey, what's up, backstage kind of thing. But
he's in Nashville.
I look forward to getting with him. We're definitely we're cut from the same cloth, I feel like.
That's pretty badass, man.
So.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
If you had a dream artist that you could play with, either with or open for, or they could open for you or whatever, who would it be?
Ed Sheeran, probably.
Dude, I feel you there.
That is so off the wall, though. But
I get it, though. Ed's songwriting is awesome, and he's just he's a talented musician. But he knows how to work a crowd, dude.
Yeah, yes. I would love that, because that's the I love high energy shows, and
yeah,
my music doesn't necessarily support that, and that's what I'm trying to come in the process of trying to get a little more rock and roll without compromising the country in it, and then get a little bit the dance, a little bit of dance, a little movement in it, without going too funk,
So how do you get along with Demon Jones?
That's my brother.
He's awesome, man. He is fun to watch. So I see this lineup for Patriots Fest, which starts with Three Doors Down, and Demon Jones is in there. Creed Fisher, who's going to be on one of our shows this Wednesday. I talked with Nate Venturelli 2 weeks ago, Friday, And
Yeah.
this is going to be a fantastic show. So if anybody is
sweet.
anywhere near Aurora, Illinois on March 8th or May 18th rather, make plans, dude. But
I want to go. But I'm going on vacation, so.
Oh,
but
might cancel that vacation.
Demon Jones, is that how you say it? Is that Damon or Demon?
It's Damon.
Damon. He's fun to watch. He's one of those guys where you just see him and you're just like, oh, and then you just click next,
It's
and
a
the next
little bit-
video.
It's a little unexpected. He's definitely he's a wild one on stage. He's something else.
So have you guys been associated? Obviously, you've been associated before.
Yeah.
Where did y'all meet?
Actually, through a friend of mine, through a band called Long Cut. A friend of mine, Brian, actually introduced me to Damon when I was on a tour with Brian, running his merch. And I kept seeing Damon in the hall, and I walked past him. He didn't never really say much. He was always just like, nod his head. And long story
Peasant.
short, one night, I was like, oh yeah, what's up, bud? But one night he was finally like, man, whenever I heard some of your music, when we're going to work, and I was like, let's do it.
Oh.
And, we ended up talking for a couple more months and passing songs back and forth, and that's when I wrote a couple of his first, our first ones together. I wrote a couple with him in that time, like All the Way Up and We Them Boys, and so we started doing features and then collabs, and now I'm on his label.
What was that video that I saw? And I'm going to butcher this name. The Moonshine Boys?
The Moonshine Bandits.
Oh.
Moonshine Bandits. I told you, Amy, it was something like that. I saw
know
that
you
video,
did.
dude.
I love it.
It's
good. It's
Friday.
good. Friday coming on.
Friday coming on. Dude, that is a fun. I've never been to a bar like that. I'd like to find a bar like that, but wow. What a fun video, man.
It
So
was
I'm
great.
gonna pivot off that. Like you've worked with Ginger Billy and
Oh,
Dustin Lay. I'm like the comedy. I love comedy, and I see that in like the parodies. I'm on like the floor laughing because
Yep,
you're just
yep.
like, yeah.
That dude's something else.
Brandon was the
Ginger
cop.
or Dustin?
Yeah, Ginger.
Okay. Yeah,
He
is.
looks
So what-
pretty intense, and it kind of seems like, are you being serious or are you serious?
The funny part is like hanging out with him. He's semi-normal. But, he'll have,
So, okay, when you say that, so with the music, it's just like, oh, I got these
Yeah.
lyrics come off your head, off
he's
the
like,
wall.
man calls me up and he's like, hey man, you know that one song that Morgan Wallen just put out called Last Night? I'm like, yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, we're gonna cover it. We're gonna do a parody. It's gonna be great. And he sends me the lyrics, and I'm like, oh god.
It was, and that's what I went. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a real problem in small town USA.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's funny if you guys got a minute, go and check out that video, man. It's funny. It's funny, and if you can't laugh,
Yeah, we've done a couple now. Me and Ginger.
Have you really?
They've all. It seems to
Keep
be
it
going
up.
Yeah, so we'll do a few more. We've been talking about doing an EP together coming up soon, and I don't want to tie too much of what I do to comedy, but I do enjoy getting a laugh and the light side of music for sure too. So.
Do you prefer the classic country sound, or do you want to rock it up a little bit? I know you mentioned you want to keep your country roots, but you want to liven it up a little bit.
Yeah, I really do. I enjoy all music. Any good music is good music, but I think for me, keeping it as modern as possible is number one. And nothing against classic country, or I just really like trying to, find things that haven't been felt before, with the same things that we've been working with for 100
Because
years.
I know you got it. I know you got it in you. I got a picture of you up there. You're wearing an AC/DC shirt, so I know you got it there.
Oh yeah.
It's a great looking guitar too.
I appreciate it.
So
that
you're.
guitar, go ahead.
I was just going to mention your May 18th show at Patriots Fest in Aurora. You do travel around a lot. I mean, you're from North Carolina, but I mean, you're going to be in Montana this week. In Portland, I think you're going to be in Portland for like a 3-night stand.
Yes, sir.
You get around.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about music, man, is getting around to meet new people, get to see new places.
Networking.
Do you find your fan base changes a little bit? when you change your geographic location? I mean,
Yeah,
because
somewhat. I know I'm gonna have some people in Iowa that won't like me. I did a show the other night, and I was so tired, and I about lost my voice on stage, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But no, I mean, I have my strong places, California, Colorado, Texas. There's some, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, but it seems like just about every state we go, there's definitely a group of people who resonate, with the music, and they jump right on. They love it. So
Okay, so with Patriots Fest, when this came about, like, did somebody like, hey, we're doing this, awesome benefit? Are you gonna, do you mind coming here to perform?
Yeah.
Or was it kind of like along the way? Like, how did that come about?
Well, my manager is actually a founder, one of the founders of Patriot Fest, and as they were building the lineup, and I was talking with him in and out about doing shows around that time, and he was like, dude, I don't know why we don't just put you on the Patriots Fest. It's like, you're a Patriot. It's like, you're the guy, It's like, yeah. So, it was just about like that, and I plan on playing, everyone I can play from now on. And, I think it's just a really cool idea, and it kind of hit home.
I mean, it's a good lineup.
Yeah, and also hits home with the, part of a problem right now with our veterans not being noticed, and, and so we want to pay homage to them and help out in any way we can with active members, and so I think it's going to be a success,
And we do appreciate the support. I mean, I'm speaking just as a veteran. It's awesome. It's awesome. We appreciate everything. Any support that the veteran community can get is really awesome.
Yeah, and we've been doing this ourselves for what? How long now, Carl? Almost 10 years.
9 years. And some change, maybe not. I'll say 9.
That's amazing.
and of course, like I'm not a veteran, but I'm like within like a family member of the veteran community, and it's just like, and my goal has been to find like programs and get them on here to talk about, hey, there's these programs out there, and it's awesome that you guys have, when it's like an event like that, it puts it out there. And the best thing is like when you guys come on to talk about these programs, and with our community that we have, it just like it's the whole networking thing just works out.
Yeah.
And it gets it out there.
Yep. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I think that's one of the things with having Big and Rich, and having John Rich is kind of like one of the guys. Might as well have got Trump there, but it's one of the guys.
I remember him being on what's it? The Apprentice, with Little John.
Yes,
that was a great episode. Season. But anyways,
yeah, I love it. I think it's. I can't count a person on this lineup that isn't pro red, white, and blue. So
yeah.
God, it's really hard to be.
It is.
It would be hard to be not.
Yep.
It was just weird seeing that. Oh my gosh, it's in Illinois. Well, you're in the kind of the belly of the beast.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but hey.
But it's Aurora. It's not Chicago. I'm not saying that there's not patriotic people in Chicago. It's just
yeah.
But
I get it. Need to bring a little light to the dark.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite song to play live? It doesn't have to be one of yours. Just any.
Ooh, I would probably be one of mine. It's probably Paw Paw.
That's a great song, dude.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't have a pawpaw?
Do what now?
Who doesn't have a pawpaw?
Yeah, that's
that I want to say figure or mentor in your family, like somebody, like everyone does.
God, my grandpa never really taught me anything. He taught me how to box just because he was a boxer growing up, and he'd beat my ass. So I can't write a song about that.
Yeah,
probably could, but
I get it. Mine's also been my dad. My dad is 85 years old, and he's also kind of served as my pawpaw as well, just being a figure that has been there and, can teach you some lessons that the streets won't teach you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that's a great video too.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we should be ready to drop a couple new ones here within the next month or two. And I've got about 10 new songs. We're looking at maybe about 14 on an album for my first album. So
where do you find your inspiration to write? Is it like you have this big book and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, chapter 1 and 3 this month here, or it's just
wish, man. It's really this. It's like building a movie in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing as the songwriting process to me. Is starting to visualize what the movie is and what I'm trying to portray and the story I'm trying to tell, and then how do I get that down in ink? Get it down on wax, and so I use everything I can as inspiration. If it's riding in a car, looking at a sunset, or fishing, or just sitting down with a guitar, or whatever. It comes in different times.
So with that, so when you said when you're writing that stuff down, sometimes do you get chords or whatever in your head, and then it's stuck with you, and then you gotta match it up with whatever you write up?
Yep, that's it. I actually feel my voice memo bank is stacked. So I'll be riding down the road and just hear something like, and I put it down in my voice memo. And then later, if I get in a songwriter, when I get home, get to the studio, whatever, I'll pull that out and go through those. And, I'll find one that touches me in that moment, bring it up and chase it.
That's awesome.
Or one of them doesn't work out and you're like, man, what the hell were you thinking?
You just said that ginger
what was I talking about?
Yeah, I try not to talk about those. They're there.
So how did you get on the racetrack with Earnhardt's car?
Man, that was it felt like it was a divine timing kind of thing. It was a weird how it happened. My video guy hit me up about the song just randomly on Instagram actually, and he was friends of another friend, but he was like, I really want to do the videos for your songs. And he was like, I'm gonna start looking for tracks up the East Coast, and we'll just meet at a track, and we'll cut the video. And I never used him before. He was like, I'll cut it for free. So it was a little bit what's going on here? And he called me back that night and said that he had spoken with a person who was running the real estate at Rockingham. And Rockingham had been a track that's been closed down for 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that at the same time, my manager's assistant, he's basically he manages our day-to-day stuff. His name's Aaron. His brother randomly ran across an Earnhardt car that was at a friend's house in his warehouse.
And wasn't banged up, man. That's a good-looking car.
It was like an old practice car or whatever. Yeah. And he hit me up and was like, yo, so Mike pulled through with the Rockingham thing, which is just crazy. And they fell in love with the song, so they were like, come do it. And then that, the car thing came through, and the guy was like, I'm just going to bring it up there for free for you. And so we paid to have it rewrapped. So we put, had some of it cleaned off and new decals put on.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, man, we were all standing in the infield, and that Earnhardt car came up on a trailer behind a truck, and we were all like, "Oh my god!"
You get the goosebumps?
Oh, dude, and we were crying. It was pretty. It was definitely pretty wild.
And I appreciate it because I took this little screen grab from your video, and I really appreciate the Wounded Warrior Project logos in the background. That's awesome, dude. That was such a nice video.
I appreciate that a lot, man. Yeah, we that one was really a homage to Dale because him and my daddy were really, really close friends, and I sat and watched, the guy lose his life, and it was
I think
wild.
We all did.
Yeah, that was a wild feeling, and it didn't really seem that crazy, but it happened, and it happened so fast. It was traumatic for a lot of people. So
you never know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, just the way it happened, you're just like it was kind of like a pause.
Yeah, it really was.
We just kind of
it was a small window of time. It was super dramatic. I remember I was
yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
No, I mean I remember
2001.
too.
So I had to have been 14, 15. So.
That was a long time ago. It seems like it was last week, but
I know. Yeah.
No, I know. That was 18. No?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. It was 2001. So what?
It was before 9/11.
Mm-hmm. So crazy. So yeah, that's what that whole movement's about. And I actually just put a new merch item up that has the print of that car on it, and it's a Brandon Hartt shirt. It has the Dale race car. So it's
mm-hmm.
cool.
So I'm looking at our chat. So we have some of our someone asked if you have Mississippi dates. Where can our listeners and followers find out like where you're performing? Do you have a website or a calendar?
I have a website with a calendar on it, but it's being updated actually today, and it has been for the last couple of days. I would say on my Instagram or on Google, if you type on Google Brandon Hart Tour, I'm pretty sure there's a couple of the the DSPs, like the music, that most of the like Spotify's, places like that, have some of our tour info too, and there's like websites that put that stuff out. So if you look there on like Google, or my Instagram's BHart Music, HARTT Music,
Oh, I probably should not have done this live. I just brought your schedule up. But well, hey.
It is not. It's subject to change.
Everything's subject to change. So look at that. You're going to be. I mean, Montana. Have fun in Montana, man. I love. If you haven't been there before, Montana's awesome.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But a 3-night stand in Portland, man. That's day. Just boom, boom, boom.
I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Yeah, that's going to be and I've been to the Ponderosa before, but I've never played it, and I remember it being an amazing place. So
is it out of control, or is it just a really good?
It's pretty awesome. It's going to be a good couple nights for sure.
Colorado Springs, maybe Ice can go to that show.
Oh, maybe. Are you going to be in Cincinnati?
Cincinnati. I don't have my schedule up. I don't think so.
Well, darn.
Yeah, I'll try my best. I'll tell my booking agent to put me in there. Hey, man,
anywhere, man. Just send this man anywhere. So, do you have a bus, or do you travel by air, or you just show up wherever you got to play?
It's normally 4 wheels, but I'm on and off the bus with Demon when I'm out with him, but I'm normally, driving it out. I'm not a huge fan of flying as of lately, It's kind of got a little crazy. So
yeah, it has. It has. It's not so bad, but you got to make the best of it. But yeah, traveling by air does suck.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got a big old thunderstorms across the Midwest and you can't fly from the East Coast to the West Coast, that sucks.
Yeah, it definitely does. I don't mind being on the road, man. I'm a highway man anyway, So.
So what you got coming up in the near future? Any new material you're working on?
Yeah, I have a new album that I'm about 5 or 6 songs in, being finished right now. I got about 5 or 6 more, and then I'm gonna try to maybe single those out. So I'll put 1 or 2 singles out by summer, and then get the album ready. Hopefully by the fall to have it all dropped and ready, and it'll come with videos and new merch, new shows.
Is that up to you though? I mean, you gotta put out an album worth of songs. It's up to you for the singles? Yeah, I have no idea how it works.
No. I mean, yes and no. I have management and I have a label, so I have to listen to them to an extent. But creatively, it's up to me as far as what I do first, where I'm inspired. If it's what I'm hot on and what I believe in, then they kind of roll with it.
So I want to kind of talk about you when you decided that you wanted to do a musical career, and you actually did go to college and you did go to school for music and mixing. Where was that?
Say that again.
Where did you go to school to learn how to mix?
I went in Grandview, Missouri. So a buddy of mine, Jared Logan, has, you call it college. I did more of an online course with the college program.
Oh, I got you. I've seen a lot of different things online about you, and I just wanted to get. They're like, hey, this guy went to the Berklee School of Music.
Yeah, I took a Berklee online class, but it wasn't like I didn't like go up in Berklee.
Gotcha.
I've been there. It would be nice, but I took an online class that, nonetheless, it was a informative class. I mean, it taught me a lot. I learned a lot from it.
You know what's cool about today as opposed to what it was 20 years ago or 25 years ago, 30 years ago is everything is learnable, and there's like YouTube University. You can find a video or something that can help you, increase your knowledge on any given subject. As long as it's not surgery, you're probably pretty safe with a
I do
YouTube.
surgery after a while. I get it.
I
You
think
put me on a
anybody can
YouTube
on
video and I
YouTube.
can do it straight up. I love it. Yeah, that's what I use for anything. With vehicles. If there's
Right.
something wrong with a vehicle, I immediately go to YouTube and I'm like, this is the year model, this is the problem, and boom, I find it and
Yeah.
fix it. So
As long as you got the tools, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's easy to fix, but at least you have a direction. You have a direction to go.
YouTube's the sharpest tool in the shed for sure.
So you're seven songs deep in a 14-song album. What kind of inspiration are you looking for? What's the feel of the first 7 songs?
Man, it's got a wide variety. I mean, it goes from love and heartbreak to, outlaw and spiritual, a spiritual bout. One of the songs, Old Tattoos, is kind of where the record started. And Old Tattoos is I had a revelation one day that I'd done a lot of things that, would stick with me. And in the song, I just relate that to riding down the road in a truck and reflecting and thinking like, I wonder if God's going to let me in heaven with broken wings and old tattoos on me, and
Oh shit.
so it's kind of a spicy song when it comes to thought and soul, and so that it goes from there, and then it goes to like heartbreak songs. I got an upbeat song called Where You Drink, and it's about your ex finding you in every bar that you hang out in.
Yeah.
With her new guy. So,
Oh no.
yeah. Yeah.
So with your new album and with your fam, I mean, I know you're a patriot. So and of course you're adopted. So is there like a veteran in your family or someone along the line that inspired you to really kind of not just support, these causes, but to write songs about?
Yeah, my dad was definitely the main one. My dad and both of my uncles were in the service, and Daddy was in around Nam. I don't think he really had to do any combat, so to speak. He was a tank commander, and he ended up not having to go to Nam, but he was he was in 10, 12 years, had a bunch of different trips, was put his time in there, and he tells me all the time he's lucky he didn't have to really shoot at a single person or anything like that.
Yeah.
So he had buddies who did and lost buddies who did, and so it was
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm sure like his buddies, like he saw them go and they didn't come back.
Yeah, he's always told me about the night that they put the list up. He said it was the scariest night of his life, the night that they put the list up of who would go in the morning. And when you woke up at the barracks, you went downstairs to the food hall, and then you saw that list. And if you were on that list, you packed your stuff up and got ready for deployment. And
Wow.
he's always told me about how like scary that was for him, because he said, "Man, I lost more sleep that night, and I could have in 10 years." It's like it's pretty wild stuff. So I know a lot of them saw it. Definitely thankful for it.
Well, I'm glad you landed with an awesome family, man. They raised you right, man. I think you're a good man that puts out really great music, man. I certainly appreciate everything you do. I can't wait to hear what you got coming up, man.
I appreciate it, man. If I can get better with Zoom calls, I'll be in good shape.
This wasn't so hard, was it?
No, this was good. It was just getting in. I was like, this isn't working, y'all.
Like, hey.
I was like, Amy, it's 8:00. Where's Brandon?
I'm texting.
Bro, I don't know what to do.
You got this, man. And unlike any other program, this is like we were the most laid back, really no time schedule. Just
Yeah, we're just like whatever.
Yeah, I've definitely had them before. Like, yep, reschedule. Like,
no.
Really?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh wow.
But
So,
I understand it. I try to be on time and be punctual.
I get it. So with Patriots Fest and like the lineup, like what do you hope to get out of the entire event? Like, I mean, besides raising money for veterans, do you get to meet like how do I put this? Yeah, you get to meet like the veterans and like music artists and everybody, like learning everybody's experience. What do you like want to like gain as a whole from this event?
For me, I just hope that I'm a believer in God. I just hope God can move on some people and peace can come over some people where it hasn't been, and that's for me. It's just being a part of a bunch of Americans getting together, singing good music, eating food. That to me is a success.
I'm down for food. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. I mean, I am, but yeah, I mean, everything else. But if there's good food, I'm there.
Absolutely.
And music. So I mean, that's awesome because I mean, I think at the end of the day, like with the whole cause, like everybody's looking for that. I'm gonna say it's an empty like feeling, but they're looking for that answer.
Yeah. Yep.
And I hope with the money that's raised, like some some questions or whatever are answered within the whole event.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's gonna be I think it'll be a good time to shine some light on, like I said, some dark places. And
no, I agree. I mean, I mean ourselves, we've seen some dark places with some of our followers and listeners, and we've had to. I mean, crazy as it sounds, but we've had to deal with that. But I mean, it's great that like with your, how do I put this? I'm gonna say popularity, but using your talent,
the gift,
and this event and gift to be able to like bring these things to light, and to get people to support them and raise the money in hopes that we can somehow solve or help somebody. And like we've like here with the station, our whole thing is like tonight, if one listener like just is like, hey, this this helps me out, it changes, it keeps them from doing whatever, and we've helped them, we're good with that.
Yep, absolutely.
We don't care if there's like a whole, if we have 1 million listeners or not, but if it takes that one listener to just, we've helped them.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And if we had, if we had more people trying to do that actively, I think it would be a beautiful world. Get a lot less craziness for sure.
A little less trolling, a little more cooperation, or a little bit more understanding.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so like easy to talk shit and troll, Yeah.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing to do is, be able to disagree with somebody and still be friends with them. And that's part of, that's a lot of the division today is people have different opinions and they think that people have to think the way they think, and it's turned into a, kind of a triggered society.
Oh, so I must hate you now. What?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's not what America was founded on at all, and it's become that way all the way up to the top, it seems like, but we won't talk about that. But, as far as us and how we live, I think this will be an opportunity to bring a bunch of different people in for a common cause, which is America and, the people who have fought for it.
I think it's going to be great, man. My brothers live in Geneva and Aurora, so, they're good people. So I know there's good people there.
Are you sure?
I think you're going to have. I think you're going to have a great turnout there, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I can't wait. We're excited.
And that lineup is stacked. It starts with Three Doors Down at the top, but then you got the Ultimate Jam with Ted Nugent, Big and Rich. John Rich is rescheduled. He was supposed to be on last Wednesday. He's going to reschedule. He had a thing going on at his house, so he couldn't. He couldn't be here on Wednesday. Cowboy Troy, Damon Jones, Creed Fisher, who is actually going to be on the Smoke Pit show on Wednesday. Matt Oakley, of course, Brandon Hart's going to be there. Matt Venturelli.
Nate.
He was fun. He was fun to talk to. I wish we had more time. He was like right about to
go on stage.
So he took like 30 minutes out of his schedule.
Yeah.
And he spent some time with us 2 weeks ago, which was awesome. But it's all going to happen in Aurora, Illinois, May 18th of this year. So if you're there in the area, please buy a ticket. I think all the VIP passes are gone, but you can still buy tickets. Easy to get to.
It's going to be a time. It's going to be a cookout.
So, hey, how about laying down some of your socials where we can get in touch with you, Brandon?
Yeah, so it's Brandon Hartt Music. Everything, if you just remember 2 T's, there's another Brandon Hartt out there.
There is, and I was like, oh, who's this guy? And it wasn't you.
It's a people that's not you.
He's probably a swell dude, but that's not you.
Yeah. It's just Brandon Hartt, on Facebook, Brandon Hartt Music. HARTT. On Instagram is B Hart Music, and for everything else, just Brandon Hart.
Brandon, thank you very much for. I mean, you're like in the middle of like a 1 or 2 days off before the next show, and I really appreciate you hanging out with us, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all.
You're welcome back anytime.
All right. I look forward to coming back.
It doesn't have to be a Friday. We got shows 6 nights a week, so
I'll definitely be keeping in touch. I appreciate y'all's time a lot.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
All right,
everybody. We're gonna take a short break, and then we'll come out to close out the show. Thank you again, Brandon, for hanging out with us.
Thank y'all. You have a good one.
All right.
You too.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back to close out the show. Hope I have break music. Did I have break music? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all a lot.
No, this.
WTF Nation Radio.
The exit.
Yeah, but when your balls are covering up your butthole.
I don't have that problem.
No, you don't. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Man, I'm serious. Go out and check out Brandon Hartt with 2 T's. Go to YouTube, Brandon Hartt with 2 T's, and all of these videos are going to pop up. Watch every single one of them because every single one of them is awesome. Good Years is awesome. Pawpaw is my favorite. Gas is good. Gas is really, really good. Mm-hmm. And all of his
Even
songs,
like with his...
all the stuff that he does with other artists is really, really good. So, not the Soggy Bottom. I've got it written down. Not Soggy Bottom. Where the heck is it? See, I'm on these analog pages here because I don't read anything off of a screen, even though I've got 4 monitors here. The Moonshine Bandits. His work with Moonshine Bandits is awesome, and it's great because it's awesome. It's really good. Feel good. You know, I'm at a bar. I'm having a good time, and that kind of feel. So yeah, check him out, man. Brandon Hartt, 2 T's. Brandon Hartt with 1 T. I'm sure he's a great guy, but Brandon Hartt with 2 T's.
It's HARTT.
Yes, 2 T's.
Not ART.
Unless you're talking about his foundation that's going to be launched.
Yes.
His Brandon Hartt Foundation is heart like the boom boom heart. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out with us. We're going to get out of here. Mom, you got any awesome parting words?
Parting words? Just, you know what? Get mad at your constituents for throwing TikTok underneath the whole billions they passed or the whole bill they passed. Not dealing like. See,
TikTok means nothing to me. It means a lot to you, and I get that. And we can have this disagreement. It's not that we're having a disagreement. It's just like I don't get it, and you're like, but what the fuck? And we can have this. I guess it's a disagreement, but I still love you.
I know I love you too, Kaz. So my whole point is they passed this whole bill to give Ukraine, Israel, and
they attached Taiwan. It to that bill to get it passed.
That is my problem.
Because who's going to say, fuck Israel, fuck Ukraine because of the TikTok bill?
If you say,
I think these ought to be like single one line item for these things.
Should be.
Israel support, yes, or the Ukraine support, yes or no.
So imagine being, a politician, be like, no, I'm not going to vote for this because if we ban TikTok, it's against.
But then you got to go back to your constituents and say, why did you not support Ukraine or Israel?
Exactly. That's why I'm mad about this. Yeah. I mean, I'm still mad about the whole TikTok thing, but that is the main thing I'm mad about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay, everybody.
Taxation is theft. That's for Pookie.
Oh, I think I got a thing for that, but it's not here.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not on this screen. Anyway, y'all take care. Thank you all for joining us. We are WTF Nation Radio, and we'll see you on Sunday for the Sports Bar. Mm-hmm. And here's our lineup. Here. We got the Sports Bar on Sunday, Monday edition on Monday, Pop Culture Warrior on Tuesday, and we do have a guest, the creators of, I was going to say something really bad, the Game of Ham, which you can now go to Pop Culture Warrior's Facebook page. If you just type in Pop Culture Warrior on Facebook, they're actually playing the Game of Ham right now, and you can check it out to find out what it's about. And then Wednesday we have Creed Fisher is going to be on the Smoke Pit with Radar and TZ. And then Sergeant's Time is happening on Thursday. And we got the whiny liberal ass motherfucker on Friday because I'm not doing a show this Friday because that's my off Friday. Anyway, we'll see you later. Love you.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
My friend came to the door. She said, well, I was on the phone cooking me and my baby some breakfast. And she said, hey, something wrong. It's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. So the girl come downstairs. She come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Oh, so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon spur, singing out, yeah, through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
This is WTF Nation Radio.